Renee then interviews Mariah May, and she screams about her win, thinks it's surreal being in this ring, and she hopes Toni Storm is watching and is proud. It's all about Mariah, but my only regret is doing this in New Jersey. And the crowd is not happy about this. And then, boom, the music hits, and out comes the debuting Deonna Purazzo, coming out as the hometown star. And there's a Deonna chant. I mean, it came off as like this crowd this was a very smart debut, and the crowd knew her and treated her like a big deal showing up here, and proudly announces that she is from New Jersey. And if you don't want to be here, Mariah, then we don't want you here either. But I've got a message for you to send to Toni, that no matter where she runs or hides, I'm going to find her. And I am all elite. And then in a historic moment for the entire professional wrestling industry, we got a New Jersey chant started.
Yeah.
Out of the Newark crowd. They're New Jersey, New Jersey.
I've never heard that before in my life.
No, it's never happened. I mean, this is right up there with, could we start an Ontario chant? It just would not happen.
It's just a bit of an awkward thing that
it's tough. It
doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But
May says, I'm not the messenger, so tell her yourself, bitch, and slaps Deonna, who then lays out May with a boot. I thought a great debut here for Deonna Purazzo. I think someone that I think she was among like the best in terms of handling her WWE release and going to Impact, where she became a super character, became, in many ways the person that the division was built around. And I think in that time gained a ton of confidence, was put in a lot of big situations, her feud with Mickie James, rather than had she in 2020 gone right to AEW. I think for her, it's an example of somebody that went the different path, went to Impact, and will be that much better off for it now going to AEW almost 4 years after she was cut.
Perhaps you're right. Do you think she's entering maybe an AEW women's division that is a better fit for her versus back then?
Compared to Impact?
No, compared to AEW back then.
Oh, back then. I mean, it's hard to say. I think that at that time, you obviously had so many less women. I just think she's a much better performer than she was 4 years ago. And I think a lot of that is just the time she spent in Impact and getting to be somebody that could be put on a pay-per-view in a main event spot, or going out and doing 20-minute matches on pay-per-view. I don't think she would have had those opportunities in AEW.
I think it's a great addition to the roster. She also wasn't the only rumored person that people have been talking about perhaps entering the AEW women's division this week. And I guess I also find it very interesting to see if a Mercedes Moné does come in, where that leaves a Deonna Purazzo. Do we immediately forget about this, or can they create some staying power even in spite of that?
That's going to be the question for anyone that they bring in, is going to be follow-up and presence. Like, it would seem like a natural that a Deonna Purazzo you would want to attach in some way to Britt Baker. There's all these options, but again, like we just went through this, like Rio, is she just back in hiding now until the next time they need to bring her out as a number one contender? I mean, the consistency is tough when you have a roster of this size, and where will Deonna Purazzo be in a month from now?